Hello friends, welcome back to Lemons and Larkspur, and thank you for joining me again today. I have made these delicious chocolate peanut butter cookies. I actually, if you could tell, made the batch, I don't know, a month or two ago and froze some for just a time like today where I wanted something sweet with my coffee so that as we chat, I'd have a little bit of a dessert to munch on. And as delicious as all these cookies look, I'm only going to allow myself one. I had a bit of a surprise during my annual blood work that my AC1 level was higher than it should be or that it's ever been. I'm not going to say I was totally surprised. All the other blood work was fine, cholesterol, all the albumin, whatever, all of those things, they look good except for that A1C. It was a good point higher than what it normally is. And like I said, I'm not totally surprised because since about November until maybe a month ago, I have been on such a sugar kick, and I do think that it is a stress involved kind of thing. I love sweets. There's no doubt about that. I love bread, always have, but I've always been able to moderate it enough and exercise enough so that I kind of counterbalanced what those numbers were. But like I said, I don't know if it's because I've been busy or because I've been stressed. My go-to to snack on has been a cookie or a piece of toast with some homemade jelly. Just something sweet, something high in refined sugar. So I really am trying to watch it. I'm allowing myself just one cookie, one sweet a day, and it has to be something that I made. Not that my sugar is special, but at least I know exactly what went into it, and I can control it a little bit better, and I can try to cut back and all of those things. I have never been a person who likes reduced calorie, I don't know, ice cream, cookies, crackers, whatever. I would rather just have less of something really delicious, and I'm going to go with that. I've also been watching on Instagram the Glucose Goddess. My niece kind of led me to her, and there's a few hacks that she gives that I've really been implementing, and they seem to be working. So as much as I love all the sweet stuff and knowing the holidays are not too far ahead of us, I'm trying to get this under control now. I'm trying to retrain my brain. I have been cutting up lots of fruits and vegetables and keeping them so that when I want to reach for something, it's convenient to reach for them. Because let's be honest, opening the cookie jar, grabbing a cookie is very, very convenient. So reaching into the fridge and having to chop something or whatever is not so much. So I've been trying to kind of not trick my mind, but let my mind know that there are healthy options to what I should have been doing. The other thing that I'm doing, and I know a lot of you maybe couldn't stomach this. In fact, I've had a lot of people say they get like a gag reflex to it. Excuse me, my throat is dry. Is the tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in your water before your biggest meal. For me, it's not that bad. It kind of tastes like pickle juice to me. So I've been doing that, and it really does make a dramatic difference. Another hack, and this was not supposed to be a medical hack, and I am not a doctor, don't take this advice. If you're doing what works for you, you keep doing it. Anything that you add to your diet, you make sure that you check with your doctor. This is just what works for me, and I don't know if I've said it before, I'm not on any kind of medication. I do take a couple of vitamin supplements. I have a couple of natural tinctures that I will use from time to time to kind of regulate things, but so I'm not working with throwing off prescription medication. So the other hack that she gives is after you eat a meal that's high in what is that, the index, glycemic index, that's high in the glycemic index, to take a 10-minute walk, or just do 10 minutes of some kind of exercise that gets your muscles moving, that your muscles, and I'm goodness not a scientist, your muscles will trigger whatever needs to break down and regulate all your insulin, all of that stuff. But anyways, Glucose Goddess, she's on Instagram, and I think she's on YouTube as well. She's been very helpful. So I just offer my little 2 cents there. All of that to say, don't these cookies look so delicious? But I'm going to truly enjoy one. The rest I will put away and just have one a day. So that's that. Other than that, I thought it would be a good time to touch on just the word perseverance and what that means. That keep on keeping on. If you follow me on Instagram, I just recently did a post on it, and it really stirred something in me. I think we live in a culture, obviously we live in a culture that wants things now. I mean, if I want something from anywhere, basically I can order it on Amazon and it's going to be here, if not the next day, within a very few days. If I want to make a whole chicken, I can do it relatively quickly in my Instant Pot. So those things we used to have to wait for are pretty much at our disposal at any time. So I think that has made us a society who doesn't persevere very well. We want to give up if things are not quick. And it's my belief that we are going to go into a season the next few years where we are going to need to persevere. We are going to need to stick it out. We are going to need to keep on keeping on even when we'd rather quit. And I think it's so vital to exercise that muscle now rather than wait till the situation arises and we are not in any way prepared to wait for things. So I would kind of like to know from you, what are your thoughts on this? How are you preparing yourself for any changes, any unrest, any inconveniences that might come in the future? My husband and I talked about this, and this is not a political thing whatsoever. I believe strongly how I believe, but I am I'm of the opinion that this is so much deeper than one political party or another. I see the polarization of America and the world, for that matter, as a symptom of something much bigger. So I want to know from you, what are you doing to ready yourself for any future inconvenience, any future changes? Not aside from, are you preparing your pantry? Are you preparing spiritually? Are you learning to do things in a way that's less, are you relearning how to cook full meals, or how to not rely on the grocery store as much or prepared packages much? Can you pull things from your pantry and feed your family? Can you do without certain items that Amazon could get to you if there was no Amazon service? And I'm not saying that I think there's not going to be an Amazon service, but I think if things get tough, maybe things won't be as readily available. The supply chain might break down somewhere where before it just came from a warehouse or was shipped to a warehouse and then trucked to us and all of that. Maybe, that won't be available. Have you relearned yourself? Because if you're my age or older, or close to my age, we grew up in a time where there were no cell phones. There was no Google. I'm trying to think, the first microwave I had was after I was married, and obviously did I say no cell phones? So we did have to wait. We did have to plan a little bit more. Maybe that's a better word than preparing. Are you planning for whatever might happen in the future? So I would love to know your thoughts on that. And some ideas. Share in the comments your ideas on what you're doing to be prepared for any kind of civil unrest, any kind of emergency, any kind of supply chain breakdown. What are you doing to be ready for whatever might happen? Because we, especially as elders to our family, are going to have to show the way in a lot of aspects, because our kids, especially our grandkids, they've never done without things instantly. And so we need to be the calming force. We need to be the wisdom behind whatever changes might come. So that is my tea time, actually coffee time chat for you today. Let us know in the comments, give us some suggestions, and then ladies, I encourage you, read the comments, see if there's anything that you might be missing or anything that triggers a reminder to you of something that you wanted to get done. So that's it for today. I will be back either Thursday or Friday with progress on my painting of the shelves. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, it's cooled down just a little bit. I think today is our last day in the triple digits in the next 2 weeks, but you know that could change. So I've been doing a little bit more gardening. We're rearranging things in the back, so I'll be showing you what's going on back there as well. That is really it for today. I want to thank you again for your support, for your kind words, for your encouragement, and for your comments. I really do appreciate the community of all of this. So enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.